Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali, I'm excited because I get to talk on camera with my king and with you in the chat room. So I'm just gonna, you know, take my time because I hope putting out an announcement will help people to come on in slowly. We come on into the live stream. And then that becomes a much more engaging type of back and forth exchange. I don't need to share my screen right away, but we're going to just go over the headlines, but then there's things that don't make it to the headlines that we need to just examine. And because if we do not interpret the propaganda that they're just throwing at us, then they'll nonstop hurl propaganda at us. So that will impact our perception of who we are as a people, which has been, unfortunately, to varying degrees, successful because there's so many of us who falsely believe that we're number one, the worst people on the planet. We examine everything from a standpoint of just a delusion where we make general assumptions that wind up getting us killed. Like the young lady, I know my king is going to want to go over the young lady who was killed, or they're saying it was an accident, but her father is saying it wasn't an accident. In Mexico, where for me, what the heck were you doing there? What were you doing there? You're all by yourself. You're a Black woman all by yourself. That's a fantasy. That's a delusion where you just think that the world is some kind of egalitarian, after school program and you can go anywhere. White girls don't go places all by themselves and don't get found dead in a ditch somewhere. That's one of my favorite things to watch is white on white crime, shares, documentaries, all the rest of it, just because I'm so happy to destroy my delusions about the other people of the planet and a lot of stuff about China. And so to go on over to a whole nother country, especially Mexico, that's the place where Malcolm X's grandson was murdered. And there was also four other Black people, a couple, who they say they died from what is it? I forget, not ozone, but carbon monoxide poisoning in their hotel room. And I'm just like, you know what? There's a war going on. There's a war going on all over this planet. We must examine it. If we can, we must step away from the distractions, from the just ad nauseum oppression porn that they keep us circling so that we can't see the larger agenda. It's gigantic, it's huge. And I'm done with just the more obvious, like useless gossip and I don't know what to say. I'm just done with all of it because I know what they have planned is enormous and it's catastrophic. Peace, King.
Peace.
Okay. So,
Peace.
I'm not even sharing my screen. Let me share the screen. And peace to you, Brother Shakur, and
Peace.
beloved Brother Unsunken One.
Peace. Let's get it on. Let's do this. You got all day.
Yeah, I hear that. Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to let's see now. Oh, share screen. That's it right there. Okay. There we go. All right. Let me go back over to the sister's picture. Where was it? Oh, it's over here. TMZ, lovely TMZ.
Yeah, that was wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She just had her funeral. Was it yesterday? When was the 20th? Yesterday or today? Today's the 20th. I think it was. I just saw the video. It wasn't yesterday. I think they had the funeral or the wake for her. Her body has been back home for quite some time. She's been back. She's been out of Mexico for quite some time. They her friends called and tried to say that she died of alcohol poisoning or some stuff like that in her sleep. That wasn't what the police said. That's what they called her parents and said, from what I understand.
Oh.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And then that video popped up that was just like ridiculously like
where she was naked getting beat by another woman, and then you said, yeah, and somebody else is holding the camera.
Oh yeah, and talking to her. Wow, you ain't gonna fight back? Yeah, that was all on TMZ. They showed the video, had the video on TMZ.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on here? But I'm like, yo, it's sad when you look at what we're doing to each other over money and jealousy and envy. Like, yo, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, yo, it's.
Well, you know, I love you. This is a part of talking with you that I really enjoy, because it brings in a more inclusive just examination of what's going on. And so I just want to add that what we're doing to ourselves as Black people is really awful. But in everything that I keep studying, I'm like, oh my God, we are not the worst. By far, we're not the worst.
Exactly, but I'm not concerned about being the worst. We're concerned about, you know, I'm not comparing us to nobody else. I'm not into that. I don't compare I don't compare the last one. You know, first of all, we're not equal. Black folk and white folk ain't equal. All right, you coming in this country, you coming from years of oppression and want, and you trying to measure yourself against somebody that's been standing on your neck for 200 years. You can't catch up.
Yeah,
you're not gonna catch up.
Yeah.
So whatever they do is good for them, but we have to do what's good for us. I mean, that's the way I look at it. So I don't really do comparisons. Ooh, what's white folks doing?
Well, I don't mean it like that.
No, I'm just saying, even as far as evil, like, bro, wickedness towards each other. I don't care what they're doing to each other. You know, we have to be careful what we do to ourselves. You know, that's what I'm looking at it as.
And I agree with that. What I see as a hurdle for all of us is we use these talking points to abandon our people. We use them to, you know, I'm not saying that, okay, we're just as flawed as everybody else, and that's where we should stop. No, that's not what I mean. I mean this insistence on the perfect Black person, every single one of us has got to be above any, you know, like, don't embarrass us, don't go out, don't do anything that's going to wind up in the newspapers.
Yeah, don't embarrass your race.
Yeah, don't embarrass your race. And that is I doubt we're going to be able to accomplish that, especially not in this particular time. So I just like to put in that reminder that what's going on in other tribes and other nations it makes your skin crawl with the horror of it. And I'm not saying let's duplicate it, but I'm just saying that we can surely talk about how we expect better from each other, but at the same time, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Here's the problem.
There.
You're dealing with a people that's been infected with a virus. All right? You're dealing with people that's been infected with a virus of European culture and ideology. So the virus wants to take over the host. All right? These ideas, European culture and ideology, are a virus that wants to take over your mind and take over your being. You know what I mean? The problem is that as we learn, you know, you can't run a Black mind with a white program. So when you got this Black mind with this white program, and it's not going to work right. Just like you can't run, you know, you can't run a regular, my car won't run on diesel gas. I don't have a diesel engine. You know what I'm saying? You can't put an Android operating system on an iPhone. There's two different operating systems, right? For them to function, they have to be within their own operating system. You know what I mean? For them to function properly. An iPhone to run right has to run iOS. Android phone to run right has to run the Android operating system. It's simple. We're running the wrong operating system. Like sister's running. Look at her. She's running the wrong operating system. Oh my
God, yes, she is.
No disrespect to her and the family, but she's running the wrong operating system.
Yes.
I can tell by this picture you took. Know what I'm saying? That you're running the wrong OS. And that's why you're coming to the wrong conclusions. You're getting bad outcomes.
Yes.
Because that means you're not thinking properly.
Yes.
All right? You're not going to make proper decisions. All right? Because you are running the virus and that's corrupted your thinking.
And but I just think that there's a way for each train of thought, each analysis to work integratedly, because when we're in the whole, like just the whole oppression porn type of scenario, we're not factoring in the growth process of that. We're fluid people. We're very organic. We're capable of growing and taking in new information.
Some of us, yeah.
Some of us. Some
of us, yeah.
Well, I guess you're right, because I've had the experience of a decade of trying
you're not gonna overcome, the stubbornness and the obstinance that you deal with around people, blind, deaf, dumb. It's hard. It's not. You're not gonna overcome that in everybody. It's just the way it is, I mean, but they can overcome it within themselves. But there's going to have to be something's going to have to break through that rock.
Well, that's why one of the things I think is our perception of ourselves as the bottom of the totem pole. And that's why I do want to counterbalance that by showcasing that. Do you see what's going on over here? Do you know that? Because there's just these, when the talking points are productive for the KKK, where we're like, only Black people do this, and then I find out that no, we're not the only ones who do such and such.
I mean, if you look at the numbers, you'll find that we're probably at the bottom. We're close to the bottom for a lot of things, especially when you're talking about deprivation, child abuse, incest. We're at the bottom of the list for a lot of stuff.
For those who commit those crimes.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, when you look at those crimes, the Black folks are usually at the bottom of that list. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just by virtue of that, we were insulated from European culture for so long. You know what I'm saying?
So
by our own separateness, because they didn't even want us around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with the quote unquote integration, comes an explosion of these cultural, not normatives, that might be normatives for them. These cultural infestations, these viral outbreaks that we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's what we're dealing with. You know what I mean? So with the separation comes an insulation. Right. But the separation ain't just gotta be physical. I mean, it's coming in all different ways. You have no school system, you have no hospitals, you have no protection against your enemy. In this situation, in your status as an Black American, you have no protection against the U.S. government or the enemy at all. You have none.
Yes.
All right. So
and
that means that you have to establish your own. You have ideology. Right? We got thousands of ideologies, but we need a political identity that can be utilized to build a national structure from. And then the national structure will come the rights, the privileges, you know what I'm saying? The demands, you know what I'm saying? That come from ruling yourself.
Right.
All right?
Right.
That's the only way it's going to work.
Where you can, with a superstructure, because the children are going to want to explore beyond their household, the superstructure reflects and encourages sanity and not just this.
You can't be the man in somebody else's house. All right, let's make it simple. We ain't got to go geopolitical on you. You can't be the man in another man's house. You in the white man's house, and you can't be the man in his house unless you represent his ideology. It's that simple. It's that simple. You want to be a man of the house, then you got to have a house to be a man in. You can't be a man in his house.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You can't run his house. This is my house.
Mm.
So where's your house that you have to go into?
Right.
Know what I'm saying? That you have to build up from the ground up. That's what we're working on. Because the political structure is already there for us to utilize these techniques to build our own structures, our own environment, our own court systems, our own hospitals, our own educational systems.
Right.
You already got a blueprint for that already. We operating on the blueprint for that already. All right, but people haven't caught on because you're run by the Negro verse. You got Negroes running everything. All the every ideology, every political idea you get come from Negroes trained by white people.
Right.
Every political ideology you got.
This was just incredible, and I know that you know I got certain, not that I have certain, but they put certain limitations. But I thought this was a hell of a stretch. Where this Sheila Jackson Lee is a Democratic
she said
representative.
That?
Yeah, she said this. She's a Democratic representative in Texas.
Yeah.
And she claims that slavery reparations can have saved Black Americans from COVID. Let me go to
saved
the quote.
What?
Let me go to the quote because I was like, I had to pull that up. She said, there is no doubt we have been impacted, that DNA and the trajectory of slavery to today. For example, COVID, Jackson said, Black African Americans have gotten COVID at a rate of nearly 1.5 times higher than that of white people, or hospitalized at a rate of nearly 4 times higher and more likely to die. And she just said, if we had reparations.
First of all, those numbers are stupid.
Yeah. I know.
First of all, you have to look at the medical industry. All right, as it relates to quote unquote Black folk. All right, we're underserved. You go in the doctor for 5 minutes, and they got an analysis for you. They're going to give you a diagnosis. Impossible.
Exactly.
All right,
and they ask
ask no questions. They got no time. You know what I'm saying? They got a checklist. If you hit certain things on the checklist, they're just going to rush your ass out, and you got COVID. Come on, man. This is dumb. So she's using dumb numbers to justify her dumb statement.
To bring everything in.
No, and it's worse than that, because where were Black folk hit hardest? In these cities that were run by Black quote unquote mayors.
Right.
Who put their own Black business people out of business for 2 years. Right. So it wasn't the disease that put them out of business. It was the political leadership that shut them down. Right. So she gets a big middle finger for all that nonsense she's spouting.
And that's the whole thing. If we have no control over our own political mechanisms for real, and all we have is just a bunch of mouthpieces for whiteism coming at us, then what she's saying, what's reparations going to change in that regard?
Nothing, but it puts a little feather in their cap. Because she can talk about that because it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? If it does happen, it don't mean anything because it's not going to change anything. But she gets a little credit, so she can be up there with John Lewis and Maxine Waters as being a great representative of what?
Nothing. And then she kept droning on in her comment in the Congress, where she was just like, and she even mentioned John Lewis and all of these different peoples. They say the same speech, each and every single one of them. I was marching in Selma.
I was on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Yes. And they beat a couple of screws out you because you're not making any sense, John.
Exactly.
You don't make any sense. These guys don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying?
I know they
don't make any sense because they're not in the race to win the race. I'm telling you guys about these Greeks. These Negro Greeks, they don't play to win. They just want to show. Right. She's just trying to show. She ain't trying to win nothing. She just wants to show. Like if you do horse racing, we were talking about horse racing, right? In horse racing, you can get if you bet, if the horse shows like I think it's in the second and third place, you can still win something. Know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the winner, of course, gets the grand prize.
Right.
So these Negroes, they just want to show. They want to act like they're doing something. Have the press conference. They say the keywords that all y'all get emotional. Oh, reparations. Oh, reparations. Oh, Breonna Taylor. Oh my God. Floyd. They hit you with these hit you with these names, and you just wetting yourself.
Right.
Because they done said something, and they ain't said nothing. They just cold worded you to death.
And it becomes part of our tradition, like cutting the Thanksgiving turkey is part of the tradition. It just becomes part of the tradition. And they just said something that sounds pro-black.
Yeah,
that sounds
it's not
like
backed
it's
by
for
no.
us.
It's
Let's
not
clap.
backed. Like I said, I think she's trying to push. It's a bill out there for reparations. I mean, didn't my man from Detroit push that bill like 30 years ago? What's his name? The congressman from Detroit. I can't remember his name.
Okay.
But he put the reparations. He just put a bill in to talk about reparations.
Right.
And that was in the 90s or the 80s. He did that.
Mm.
And first of all, you don't get reparations. How are you going to get reparations if you don't have a government organization to distribute the reparations?
Well, they'll say that it's the American government that's
exactly. Well, they go. So where does reparation money going to come from? You going to pay yourself?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where's the money coming from? Is you going to pay yourself? I mean, they gave $37 billion to Ukraine last month. Yeah, that's your money too. They giving out this money like candy canes. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, that's why it's devalued. That's why you got this runaway inflation. You know what I'm saying? It comes to the point. You don't need more money in the money supply. You need less money in the money supply. Right. That will curtail the inflation.
Because that's what happened after the whole COVID, when they were giving people, here's a little money. And then
now you're paying for it.
Now you're paying for it with every single thing you purchase.
Exactly. It's all a scam. And then they're raising the interest rate. So when the Fed raises the interest rate, they say we're going to use this to control inflation. Now, what they mean is that the interest rate is going to be changed on your credit cards. Because they go from the prime and they add on to it. It's going to be your credit cards. It'll be on your car notes. It'll be changed on your mortgages.
Wow.
It'll go up.
It'll go on everything.
Yeah, because that's what the interest rate does. It's the interest rate. Yeah, so they raise the base on that. So that means that you have to spend more in interest. And they're trying to say this will make it so that they will charge less for the property or whatever. Technically. No, I'm just saying this is what they're trying to say. So their idea, this is what, like I said, economics is like religion. Literally, they make up numbers as they go along. All right, so they're trying to say that I'm gonna raise the interest rate to like 5%, going up from 2%. So that means that my $100,000 house compounded over 30 years will go from costing me $175,000 maybe to $250,000. All right, that's compounding interest. All right, so the interest is not just, if it was just a regular interest rate. For example, if I spend $1,000 and I had to pay 10%, that would be $100 interest, right?
Right.
That's a lot of interest.
Right.
But the mortgage is the biggest scam going because they compound the interest.
See,
so you end up paying the
product.
When you get a $300,000 house at a 5% interest rate, paid out over 30 years, they make so much money on you. You probably pay $500,000 for the house. Wow. In interest payments alone. So how is the interest rate 5% if I'm paying almost half in interest over the term? You know what I'm saying?
You would think they would just, we're going to just have it start right now.
No, because if it was fair, like I said, it's usury. It's usury. Usury means what? What's usury?
It's loans.
It's loans, but
but it's
criminal interest rates, charging criminal amounts of interest on money. Right. That's what it is. The bank gives you a house, gives you a loan, and you get a $100,000 house, and they charge you, say, 15 years, you spend $150,000, compounded interest and everything. You don't spend like $150 because there's all types of shit with a house. But anyway, so the question is, what did the bank do to earn $50,000? What did the bank do to earn $50,000?
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
They ain't do a damn thing.
Wow.
That's why it's usury.
And it's a constraint.
Exactly. So whereas if you had a fair interest would be like, yo, you loan me $100,000, I'll give you 10% interest back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. $110,000. That's not bad.
No, they don't want.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want $10,000 back.
Right. What's the sense? Yeah.
No, they want to rape you and rob you,
Wow.
and then take it away from you because you didn't pay it on time. Then rape and rob somebody with the same property again. It's worse than you even think about it.
Wow. And the interest.
Because remember,
is-
when you get your house foreclosed on, you put all that money up, but it's all gone now.
Wow.
So they go and sell a house to somebody else,
and they get it
and they
all
do
over.
start the whole cycle all over again.
Damn.
Now, say you've been in a house 15 years. What in this God's earth, what has been made in this country that is worth more in 15 years? Name one thing in this country that's worth more in 15 years than it was built.
Right. Depreciation.
It's not worth as much. Your house is worn now, so why is it worth more? See, that's the fire. The only thing making money is fire. Finance, insurance, real estate. That's the only way. That's where all the money's made. Finance, insurance, real estate. That's called the fire industry.
Wow.
There's no money in hardware like houses. Building houses is not no money in it.
Oh, that's why
mortgage loans is where the money's at.
Making them cheaper and cheaper.
Yeah,
every
selling cars
year.
is not where the money's at. Car loans is where the money's at. That's why every car dealership wants you to get a loan with them, because that's where they really make their money, in the loan process.
And nobody ever discusses. It's like loan sharks. You'd be better off going to a loan shark.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm not
they'll
saying
just break your legs,
that,
right?
But yeah. At least they're honest about it. But dang, I never even knew about any of this.
Yeah. It's a damn joke. It's a damn joke.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a joke. You know what I mean? That's why you have to be mindful of what they're saying when they're saying. Because she ain't talking about nothing, but the shit she should really be talking about, she ain't mentioning like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's very privy to it. I think what committee is Maxine Waters in charge of? Ways and Means or some of these people on finance committees and all that stuff like that. They don't tell you shit about finance.
They surely don't. And I remember you were telling me about one politician, I won't name unless you want to name him, that you said to him, you guys should start teaching the people.
They don't teach you your politicians don't teach you politics on purpose. These Negro politicians don't teach they never teach you politics. Because if they taught you politics, you would run their asses out of office. Yeah, what committee she's on?
What's it? Oh, I hate the way they write.
Well, she's the chair of one of these committees. I think it's the Ways and Means committee. They have all this seniority, and they run these. In the government, you have Ways and Means, you have national security committees. In Congress, they have committees. This is how they trick you out of your vote too. Right. So the committees make the decisions and secure the votes before they put it to a vote.
Okay, you got it.
So in the Congress or the Senate, you have committees. There are Ways and Means, and this committee, that committee. They make the decisions in the committees. All right. And then they tell their people what to vote. And then they put it to a vote. Oh,
wow. So they don't really have freedom of choice?
No, they do up to a point. They do. But they rely on the ways to meet those committees to make the decisions. And then they'll just vote and we agree. That's how it works. Congress people don't read all these bills they pass. They don't write these bills.
Right.
There's no way they can read all this stuff. If Congress people read the bills that they were voting on, you would not have as many laws in this country. Because nobody would have time to read all those damn bills. Right.
And they wouldn't be able to run it for office because they have to spend so much time getting money.
Politics, as you've been taught politics, these black politicians treat you like a child and educate you like a child. They're all just patronizing you. Now, even the funds you love, John Lewis, Maxine Waters, the ones everybody salivate over, these Negroes ain't doing you no favors. Right. All right. If you don't fall into the woke ditch with them, then they're going to cast you out. and talk bad about you.
Now, King, should I run through these? Because you didn't give me any headlines to go through, and we're talking about the news. This is something that I could talk about. China's a mess, family, and you really, well, I should do a separate just share about it, but just in a nutshell, I do believe that China is controlling far more in Western media than we give it credit for, because I saw there was reports out there that China has eased its lockdown status, and that was just a bait and switch, where they put more of the burden of conducting these nucleic acid tests on the different provinces, the different states of China, so that they'll be more frantic in trying to fund these tests, whereas on the national level, it looks like, because I saw in the Western papers they were saying, oh, China's eased its restrictions, but I think it's more to the fact that people are going and investigating China, like here at Zero Hedge. Every now and then they'll talk about China, but I've noticed there's an uptick because the level of just viciousness that's going on, where they're literally starving people to death with the lockdowns, is gotten too over the top for folks to keep on ignoring it. But I think that's what's happening is that China is the elites, the guys way up at the top, those select families who run things. They love China right now, and China's trying to prove to them, because on top of competing between all the different nations, the one that can get to the culling of its own population the fastest is one that the elites are going to applaud. So China's, social credit system is being expanded in different areas. I don't even know if I have the article where they were just talking about how, there's so much. In Solomon Islands and also in the Philippines, they are now introducing social credit systems, and they're putting it in terms where they're saying for the next pandemic, you already have your social credit system so you can keep track of your vaccinations, and so that as we shut down different businesses, you don't have to worry. You could go travel, you could go.
This is what they were talking about at the G20 just this week too. A digital health records, they would call them. It's like a digital health system they want to institute across the country, across the world. They agreed in G20. The G20 is a group, used to be called a group of seven. It's a group of the prominent countries. They get together and decide what the hell they're going to do to you without consulting you.
Right.
What they're going to do to control their populations without consulting you. It's called the G20. And they decided they were going to have a digital health certificate system that was going to be worldwide now. That's what they want to implement. But of course, it has to go through the national. Each country has to agree, has to do it locally or institute it themselves. So you don't know when it's going to get seen. But the key is that China is the testing ground for all your New World Order stuff. What's going on is what they want to implement worldwide.
Right.
And if you look at what happened during the lockdowns, Southeast Asia was the most repressive of any area. Asia, the quote unquote Asians areas, Singapore, China, Korea, Japan, all right? All that whole area is like the most restrictive of any places in the world, literally.
Yeah.
All right? Because damn Asians, man, they believe in lockdowns.
Yeah.
All right? They believe in that because that's a control mechanism they love to control the comings and going of their population. All right? And remember, constitutionally, they can do what they want. So here you have a constitution, which ideally they wasn't paying no attention to it anyway, but eventually you can get to court and get something declared unconstitutional. A lot of these places, you don't have that option. You go along or you go to gulag. All right?
Right.
All right. So there's advantages here if you know how to utilize them. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you know how to utilize them.
It's not the way.
There's advantages in the United States of America if you know how to utilize them. That's what I'm saying. A lot of other places, since a lot of people never been anywhere else, they don't understand that, it's not the same everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Brittany Griner found out it's not the same. Right? This ain't the United States.
Right.
You can't come up in here with your woke, Black Lives Matter jacket, chilling, going in and out of airports, with weed up in there. We might let you go the first few times, but now we gonna snatch your ass up. All right, because it's illegal here. Homosexuality is illegal there.
Ooh.
See, yeah. So
they already looking at you.
Exactly. They're looking at you side-eyed. Oh, is that vertical eye? Because she's so tall. Vertical eye. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
Yeah. So that's how she fell into the woke hole and ended up in the jail, in the gulag.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you take on the energy of an arrogant American, as they call them. You know what I'm saying? Everything's not like that around the world. What's going on here ain't going on everywhere else.
Right.
All right. And what happens everywhere else don't happen here. So there's, like I said, you have to weigh and judge what works best for you. All right. But all those, if you go back to that San Francisco thing we give you $1,200 a month for transgenders and stuff like that.
Yes. Oh my goodness gracious. Where is that one? No, that's that one.
Yeah, that shit don't fly in most parts of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. I gotta.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to Nigeria with that. All right?
It is.
You ain't going to Nigeria with that. They ain't having it. All right?
This is crazy.
No, they ain't having that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
A lot of places ain't having that, but they'll do that in San Francisco. They'll do that in New York. If they'll get around to it. If they do it, they already giving people money in Newark.
Right.
See, this guaranteed income thing, that's really what they're trying to push. The guaranteed income thing is a guaranteed way to control your activities. That's why the government wants a guaranteed income. Because you have to control the poor.
Yes, this Senator Chuck Schumer quote I went to look, and he said this act finally gives equal rights. It's the Respect for Marriage Act to marry someone of the same sex, or maybe a small forest creature, or possibly a video game character. It's all the same. And I was just like, what? I don't think that he expected, because this is one of these things that is in the back burner of news.
Yeah, it wasn't
stories.
supposed to slip out. It wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
But my point is that they get away with saying some outrageous stuff. You know what I'm saying? And nobody checks them on it.
Yeah.
So that just slipped out.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But anybody that's been in psychology for the last 70, 100 years knows that this is how the Europeans been thinking for a long time.
Yes.
They think they're dogs. They think they're chairs. They think they want to marry chairs. I mean, this is what their psychosis, that's a lot of their common psychosis are just being brought out to the fore now.
Right.
But these are things they've been treating each other for since Freud. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You want to marry a dog, yeah? Okay, is any dog? Is there a particular breed of dog that you prefer? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or you think you're a chair. So you think you identify with a chair. Yes. A valet? What kind of chair do you prefer?
Right. I remember when they came out with the pet rocks.
Oh, yeah, what exactly?
We thought it was a big joke.
It is a big joke.
It may not have been a joke for some.
But that's my point. They have these psychosis. See, when you're talking about genetics, and you're talking about offshoots or mutants, offshoots from the original,
right?
There's going to be flaws in it.
Right.
Just like the photocopy. When you make the photocopy, it's not the same as the original.
Right.
There's flaws in it. Even if you make a digital copy of something, it's not really the same as the original. You just can't see the flaws. Because a copy is a copy no matter how you make it. All right? But the flaws will be made manifest, especially in the body, because the body wants to correct itself. So in the correction of itself, it's going to manifest the flaws physically.
It's like a high-speed car when you take it to the limit and you find out.
Oh, wait a minute. This wasn't done right. This wasn't made right. Exactly.
Right.
This wasn't made right. Whoa. The wheels was falling off. Yeah, but that's what's going to happen. So these genetic flaws are really rooted in thoughts. See, the culture is what you get your view of society from. Your culture gives you your view of society. So if you're born in a place where there's cold all the time, very little water, wild animals attacking you, you got to live in a cave, there's no grass, there's no fruit. You know what I'm saying? There's constant warfare and murder and abuse. You're eating your elders when they die. When you come from that type of culture, you got a whole different world of
potentiality,
of madness,
right?
That
right.
that come from you. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why they want to immerse us in that mentality
to make it
so we can reflect.
For them.
It's easier to control you. It's easier to control us, and it curtails your growth and development.
It curtails and it frees them, so it feels natural.
Yeah, it's natural for them, but I'm saying, but for you, it just curtails your connection to the universe. You understand? It's different with you.
Right.
You're cutting off your ability to get that magnetic frequency from the sun, literally. You're cutting off your connection with the black melanin gas that communicates through planets. This is the planetary communication highway. You call it space. It's a black melanin gas cloud. You're cutting off. Oh man.
No, fam. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. And I feel that in terms of what the universe is built on truth.
Yes.
And so when you go against that, and I think with them, with their epigenetic legacy, that they are not capable of hearing that melanin gas. They're not capable of taking it in.
Yeah, well, they don't have it.
Yeah, so that's why when I've lived all my life around Black folks, I don't run across these reprehensible acts that they'll just commit, and they have really no legitimate excuse. When I'm watching all these different murders that they commit and all these, it's like incest all over the friggin' place. And they really, like, you would think that you would feel awful about yourself, but they just kind of take it as par for the course. I'm not saying every white person is committing this, but I'm just saying there's a tendency, there's a rate that is not duplicated with us. So when I think about the worst, darkest thoughts I've ever had in my life, for me to step away from them, I'm not saying that every Black person is going to be easy, but it's easier. It's in our nature.
But you know what? This is why we got 25,000 year cycle. That's what the origin of all this is from. All right? Because you have some things that you have to do personally. All right? We can go out there and cheer on Kanye and Ye and Kyrie Irving, all these quote unquote celebrities. You can cheer them on much as you want. You can say that they're representing you. You have to represent yourself. All that day is over. Right. You have to represent yourself.
Because they're only representing our enemy.
You have to they might not be.
Saying I don't mean to
regardless of who they're representing,
the mindset.
You have to take control of your own mind. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's really what this is about. You're not free because you don't have control of your own mind, and you're not doing what's necessary to control your own mind. Right? Matter of fact, go to my website.
Okay.
That's why we're doing this, man. Because your whole neural net has to be recalibrated. You know what I'm saying? So you can access the power of your melanin. You're not accessing it. You're not thinking straight.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Wait.
This right there. Up top.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you're not thinking straight. All right. That's why I have this event coming up Friday. Scroll down to the event.
Sorry, I can't
scroll
see
down.
The sun's coming in my eyes. Okay.
That's why I have this event, Restoring Black Health. You don't understand that your health is critical to you accessing your divine power.
Right.
You can't access it with a chicken bone in your mouth. Sorry. with oyster mushroom sandwich ain't gonna do it.
Right.
An Impossible Burger is not gonna do it. All you're doing is destroying the melanin that you need to create the very cell that is designed to build the organ. Right. Know what I'm saying? Right. The melanin, hit the link. Just hit Restoring Black Health.
Okay.
Right there, yeah. Yeah. You got to take this class. And it's a free class. But you just got to go online and send me your email address, and I'll send you a link so we can start this journey on Friday afternoon. It's a free class, but it's a Zoom. We ain't doing no YouTube shit.
Hallelujah.
All right? Because I'm saying what I want to say, and I ain't going to hear nothing about it. And yo, if you don't take the free class, I'm putting it behind a paywall after that. All right? So you're going to have to come on and join the free class, and we can just build, and we can just take this thing atom by atom and build this melanin peptide so we can start building proper cells in your body and proper organs.
So you can think better.
You're not thinking right because thinking is biochemical. Thinking don't happen in the air. All right? It don't happen outside of your body. It's in your body. It's a biochemical construct. That means you think. That means certain hormones, certain peptides, certain cells are moving information and energy around. Just close. Moving information and energy around to make you lift your finger. Oh, I want that. For you to think you want that and reach out and get it, that's biochemicals. All right? It's not happening in the air. Your body, your thoughts are controlling your body and telling it to do something. So when your thoughts are corrupted with this poison animal, this poison food, whether you call it a mushroom or you call it a piece of broccoli or you call it rice, white rice, know what I'm saying? You call it milk or you call it cheese or butter, these things have a deleterious effect on your body's potential to build melanin peptides, melanin, which is the biochemical key to life. Simple. When you're destroying the black, you can't think black.
That's true.
All right.
Because I have noticed since I've eaten healthier over the past decade, that there are things that I can reach in my deductions that transcend what I would assume that's all just me.
Yeah, and you speed up.
Yes.
You speed up now. You know
yes.
What I mean? Your reaction time is faster. Everybody else look like they're moving slow. Well, you didn't see this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You see, like, yo, then you have to understand our people are drugged up.
Oh my goodness, I forgot.
Not only are the foods bad, they're full of drugs too.
That's right.
So you are drugged up. So your response time is low. Your thoughts are slow. You can't comprehend things properly. This all related to diet. Right. And you waiting for diabetes or high blood pressure or something like that to manifest itself. Trust and believe it's coming. And heart disease is if not, it's probably already there. You just don't know it.
Exactly. If it's already, once it gets to being diagnosable, that's because you had
you've been over the you've gone exactly. You've gone beyond the pale, basically. All right. So the red flags are coming up. I feel cloudy. My thoughts are not clear.
Right.
That's bad eating.
Colds and flus. I think of those as like a key symptom that something's wrong.
Constant. You know what I'm saying? Foggy thoughts, like I said. Eating all the time. Got no control over your eating, your diet. Constant urges for this taste and that taste and that taste and that taste. Because that's what happens. Your body's been hijacked.
Right.
All right? So you can't control your thoughts because all these cravings are going on, taking over your thoughts. You've been invaded. You've been invaded by the virus, fam. And that's just from food. That ain't even the spiritual stuff we're going to deal with. You know what I'm saying? That's just from food. But hey, suffice to say, we have to rebuild ourselves from the ground up. And that's what we have in this class for. So you can learn to rebuild yourself from the ground up. All right, because trust and believe ain't nobody teaching this unless they come from my group of doctors. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Nobody else teach this stuff.
That's true.
Everybody else got you taking stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you just take this herb. You be like, no, it ain't gonna work like that. You know what I'm saying? No, this is scientific. We got to deal with some scientific methodology now. All right, we got to be more purposeful in what we're doing. We have to understand what things are doing now.
And genuinely holistic, as is written with a W-H-O-L-E, whole.
Yes, to be whole.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But anyway, but that's why that's why we're not responding properly. That's why Sheila Jackson Lee can run up that bullshit on you, and Maxine Waters can run on this. That's why they respond to all that stuff, because they're trapped in the Negro verse. See, you're talking about the Metal verse. You're already in the Negro verse, and you can't get out. You can't find a door out of the Negro verse. Right. Because all the gatekeepers are there. Like, oh no, George Floyd, no, Breonna Taylor, no, Trump.
That, to me, I had predicted with reparations before this, because right now, this year, there's been such a push. And I had predicted the more we wake up, and the more that Fukushima and all man-made nuclear impacts the planet, the more they're going to throw every single carrot they can, hoping we're still a horse.
Yeah.
And I said, reparations is gonna be pushed. And I even said, if white people were smart, they would go along with reparations, because it's not going to change our condition.
Ain't gonna change nothing for them, exactly.
Yeah, it's going to leave us even more vulnerable.
Gonna make your white folks a little more money.
Yeah.
They're gonna come buy jewelry from you, and they're gonna buy cars from you, and so
the same friggin', gore-loving
they go
creep
they
toy.
go to Balenciaga. What's that? Balenciaga? What's that name?
I don't know.
That's that brand everybody talking. I can't remember.
I don't know. I just want to finish
all
with
these
one
brands.
sentence though, is that the same, like the racists they make us afraid of, when you should be worried about the satanic elites up top. But the same dude from Iowa who's just like, I want to shoot me a nigga, I want to shoot me one, is going to still be able to come into our communities. And I'm not saying that's not our biggest foe, but I'm just saying we have no control. We have no control over our boundaries, over our, like you said, all these institutions still going to be run by the same blue ribbon panels that determine, we want to have wokery and transgenderism all up in here and put it in the library for the children to pick off the shelf and see. I saw someone, there's a book in a kindergarten that showed sexual acts. That's trying to normalize even pedophilia. Oh, don't be afraid if a strange man approaches you. He's just curious about you. He's a map, a minority attracted person. There's no working it out with such a people. And thereby I understand. We're like, but I want my cut.
You don't have to work. That's the point. You ain't got to work anything out with anybody, right?
Right. No, I know. That is what I'm saying.
They never tell you this.
You
like,
work it out
they
with
never, you don't even have to be bothered with it.
Exactly.
You ain't got to be bothered with that. Why they got this? All these Negroes make you want to be worried about bothering and working out with them. With these Europeans, you ain't gonna work it out with them. They ain't working it out with each other. You see what they doing amongst each other right now. You seen the Ukraine.
Right.
You see the Europeans cutting the noses off their own people's face. To put some
I didn't see
they're destroying their own economies.
Oh, okay.
Not physically. They're destroying their own economies.
Yes.
For Ukraine. They're going to have the Germans are going to have their own people freezing in the cold this winter to prove a point to Russia. Know what I'm saying? Literally, like, what is going on? Something's not wrong with this picture, because the only one that's paying the price from all these sanctions is the people in Europe and the United States of America. The Russians is doing well with the sanctions. The ruble went up. You know what I'm saying? The economy's doing pretty good.
Well,
they're hooking up with China. Know what I'm saying?
I have my own little theory. Is number one, there is competition. It's like a race,
absolutely,
being conducted, but at the same time, all these dudes bow down to the elites up top. whose names I don't want to say anymore because it's just getting crazy, even though, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Warburgs, those cast of characters. And so I look at it as just actors vying for the best role, the most privilege that they could garner. So when I see Russia doing one thing, China doing another, and the US doing something else, I say none of these suckers are talking about stuff like this, where this, the birth deformities, and this is just mild stuff from Chernobyl. Fukushima has been like 1,000 Chernobyls, and it never stops. They shut down Chernobyl. They haven't shut down Fukushima, and they continuously undermine or value what's going on. Like this one article I got off of United States Nuclear Regulatory Commission, where a lost shipment of H3, these watches was reported. They found the watches, but there's always stuff being stolen that has tritium in it, and that's what H3 is tritium. And they like to talk about how it's no big deal, but that's what makes these watches glow. And so 80 of them were missing, and it was a total in the category of 2.1 curies of radiation. When you go and you calculate out how much radiation was in just friggin' 80 watches, it comes down to a number that I don't even want to try to start pronouncing because I know I'm going to mess it up. So 50 becquerels per kilogram of each person's flesh is enough to cause irreparable harm in the body. And so they like to make it seem like, oh, tritium is no big deal. Like what's in those containers at Fukushima, that they're like, oh, we're going to dump that. And you never hear another word about it. You just hear these distractions one after another. These people will do anything in order to continue their genocide. And so it's like tritium. I don't want to read this, but I'm just like, you could read it yourself. This stuff is incredibly disastrously toxic, and they got it in friggin' watches. And so I'm like, this stuff is something we can each find. I know everybody depends on, that I'm going to do this research, but in supporting our efforts, my king and myself, you're getting really the holistic information, including this, which I know there's wonderful people out there trying to bring a more holistic truth, but they ain't bringing you this. They're not letting you know that this stuff is in our food, and they're giving us all this crap because they want us, like Maxine Waters was trying to say, why aren't we out there like burning buildings down? A friggin' elected representative is recommending burning stuff down and rioting. They've gone too far.
As they try to convict people for rioting on January 6th.
Exactly.
she leads the charge against.
Exactly.
Like, what?
That's I'm like, all of this stuff right now is a desperate move on their parts because they have released, what is it, the Kraken. They can't put it back. They can't stop it. And that's why it's taken on a hysteria right now.
It's easy to get the Kraken back. I mean, first of all, even if you're talking about nuclear power, there's not that many plants. They don't produce enough energy to even miss.
Oh, I'm not worried about the energy factor.
I'm just saying they don't even produce enough energy to even be missed as far as the power source.
Oh, in the country. That's true.
I mean, true. So dismantling them is what needs to be done as a beginning.
That's
true.
But
then what you're going to do with the waste?
Exactly. That's the problem. But I would be happier if they were to start shutting them down, and more than that, acknowledge, because as you say, they can't put the Kraken back. And that is the thing that they don't want us researching and finding out, so that people will run across information that we share and be scared to death and think, oh my goodness, they're fear mongers. No, when we're bringing healing, complete holistic healing. And that's the thing is like these white people, they are not the makers and the creators of anything but havoc and chaos. If you believe them, if you follow them, if you think that they're the authority on everything, then you start quaking in your boots. But when you understand that they make this universe, so thereby there are features of it that they don't want to even begin to understand and
And
share.
they have no control over. That's right. They don't have no control over.
Exactly. So this I just was like, this was ridiculous. Where this dude who said he was a Korean woman originally, and now he's back to being a man.
Oh, he's a British man who went to the Korean woman and
yeah,
back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. I just had
it's like Black Like Me, like the movie.
Yes.
I'll be a black man and go down to the South, paint myself black.
And that they want everything so fluid because they don't have a real grip on, as you say, the melanin gas, the sound, the frequency, the inner communication, the exto communication of the universe. They don't do that very well. So let's see. Okay, this is just them being violent. Yeah, that's just them being violent. So yeah,
we like violence.
No, I know we do. I mean, it's interesting, but it's just, it's like I'm just studying where every people who want to say and swear the black man is the most violent, the black woman is the worst mother. I'm like, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to what these people do in the quiet time in their own home. They are freaking out. They cannot, for them, the United States of America and all of Europe, that is their one little rope to sanity. And so as things fall apart, whereas we're like, they've made our reality fall apart for generations. And we hold on to the sanity of the truth. Whereas for them, the truth is sort of like, it's like a tool. You use it on Tuesday and maybe on Wednesday you need the lie.
Oh, they have, like I said, they have their ways amongst each other. That ain't their ways are not your ways. As the Quran says, my ways are not your ways. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine for them. But you can't have them controlling what your world.
Right.
That's my point. What did they do to qualify to do that? Be more brutal? You know what I'm saying? Or they just seduced everybody into thinking what they did was the right, that they're superior. Because they haven't, like I said, we have different ways. And you have to admit that so you can move on. You trying to be like them or fit your round ass into this white square hole, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You have to find your folk ways, your mores. You have to go to your cultures. Or develop your own culture. If you ain't got one, you can make one. Culture's not static. Culture moves. It has to adapt to the times you're in. So you have to readapt. You have to make a new culture. That's not beyond us. We do it all the time. You made hip hop. You made jazz.
Right.
You made ragtime. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just music.
And they developed the public school system in order to just infest our minds with the idea that, no, the white man's superior, because before that, we were logging patents on inventions that transformed the entire planet. So that they had to stop.
The radiator, stoplight, sun, moon, stars. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah, that's us.
Right.
That's us. Our creation's right there, and you open it. It's right there in the sky. You can see it all at any time. The best of it, our creation. Right.
So I'm just going to start from the top and greet family that you come in. I so appreciate you. So peace, Goddess Tunu. Brother Adam Guidry, Yappa. I might tell you right now why that whole science on the toilet tissue is just all wrong. But anyway, keep it going. Brother D.A. Sound Productions, Sister Lashi for you. Peace, Queen. And Sister Oliala Aket and Nano John.
Peace.
And I got everybody in this go around. If you want me and my king just to send you some love and personally just chat, type your name or say hi, and we'll do that without a doubt. So yeah, I guess that. Oh, Brother Yappa, real quick, going over the toilet tissue. I've been thinking about that because you had me beat. All right, for a little bit. I am not, when a person's using the toilet tissue, you're not going to use just one little square. So you're gonna roll it up, and what you're rolling up
not
is
on the black ass. Maybe on the white ass. You use one little square.
You funny.
Not on the black ass. You use one little square.
So you're gonna roll that sucker up.
And you square.
And plus you in the toilet doing your business.
Dry dumps. You got no problem.
Oh, that's a big problem. Yeah, we ain't got no. The bathroom time is an event for us only because it's a big old cleanup at the end of it. So you're gonna roll that sucker up, and you whatever's there, it's all there. I know how to wash my hands afterwards, and I'm not using just one tissue that would be exposed. So there we go. Yes, I can argue with the science all the time with practicality. You know that African brother who he's got that TikTok channel where he examines products where people will show hacks, and he'll just go in. Dude will use a screwdriver to open up his car door because it's locked, and then he'll just go up and roll down the window and open up the car door. And so that's one of those things there. I had to, brother. I just had to. I know you come up with something else, but anyway, there we go. Okay. So that's the sum total of it, right, King? We are done?
Yeah. I mean, there's other stuff going on, of course. I mean,
yeah, there's always other stuff.
Takeoff thing was just like ridiculous.
Oh, go ahead then. Talk.
Takeoff murder was like, yo. Like we said, it was a setup from the jump.
Yeah, it was.
They set him up from the jump. Now I've seen the video, and the guy that did the shooting, they found him dead. Like, he became such a liability. They found him dead a few days later.
Wow.
The guy who did the shooting. If you see the video, it's a guy in a yellow jacket. He's the one that shot Takeoff and ran inside with the brother. I can't remember his brother. Prince Jr. In Texas, they got this mob. They got this mob. It's a record label. All right. They call it the mob. I can't remember the name, but they got a record label. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to read something.
Okay.
Yeah, and and what happened was obviously they set Quavo up. They probably wanted to take both of them out. I think they really wanted to take both of them cats out. But they was able to pop Takeoff and kind of get away. That way you see the video, and if you see the video after the shooting, you see these two SUVs moving, going through red lights, trying to get out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That was the guy who had the birthday party. It was a birthday party for this dude's son. And I remember some days they ran out like that, stepped over the dude's body and drove out. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
But then of course, the trigger man ended up dead a couple of days later because dead men tell no tales. Right. That's what happened. So we got to clear up this loose end. You know what I mean?
That's a shame he didn't see that coming. They talked him into being the trigger man, and then he didn't figure out that, and they're going to
that's what you're saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. What's the name of that? What's the name of the label? What's the name of the label, Desan?
Yeah.
What's the name of the label?
Yeah, that's what.
I think it's Prince, Freddie Prince. I can't remember the name of that. Yeah.
Oh, an unauthorized.
Ain't no unauthorized murder like that, bro. Somebody authorized it.
Rap-A-Lot. It's called Rap-A-Lot.
Rap-A-Lot. That's another label.
Oh, quality control. Wait, no, that's something else. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, quality control. That's what's called, QC. Okay, QC. Well, that label. Obviously, somebody has some beef over there. It's probably over some money, and the feds is involved with the damn record companies. Man, it's a goddamn mess, family. You know what I'm saying? It's a goddamn mess. When you get the nigga shit messed up with the Fed and the snitch stuff, man, it's gonna be a mess. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's basically what's going on with that. Unfortunately, brother got caught up there. It's like happens. Yeah, Jay Prince Jr. That's what it is. Yeah, Jay Prince Jr. His father's in control of the whole record thing out there in Houston. Right? Jay Prince Jr. was his party, and Quavo and them got invited to the party. And obviously they had them cats set up at that party. Of course, the party was inside the bowling alley, but they was outside at a dice game, which was the perfect event just to jump something off, maybe start a little commotion and pop somebody from the side. Textbook. You know what I'm saying? We got everybody distracted at the dice game. Somebody start an argument. I'm gonna pop whoever while they got their back turned, folks are like, I'm gonna pop somebody.
Right.
That's they did it in the Audubon Ballroom.
Right. And it could be a whole false instigation.
They did that in the Audubon Ballroom. Literally, it was a setup.
Well, why would they want to take them out?
Money, feds, contracts, Jay Prince extorting cats. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's a whole mess, man. It's a whole mess out there, man.
Wow.
It's a dirty game, man. It's a dirty game, like Tupac said. It's a dirty game.
Wow.
It's a real dirty game.
Ooh.
No, I messed with them. I messed in that music industry for a while, man. And I was like, what, these niggas is crazy.
What? What did you know?
No, it's just. I'm not even talking about the crime part. It was just so petty, man. You know.
Oh,
back then, cats trying to hold up your masters, all that type of stuff. Everybody just trying to control every damn thing. You know, especially dealing with black folks who ain't never had no control over nothing.
Right.
When they get a chance to have some control, they just become. You look at your politicians. They get a little control. They just turn into these damn Mussolinis out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Literally, they ain't got no. They just want to be total totalitarian when they get by.
I've worked at a couple places where they put a black person in charge, and it is just whoa. It was bad.
Why you want to beat the hell out of your people like that for? You know what I'm saying? Like yo. So then that's what happened. And you're right. They want to take both of them out. They got one. You know what I mean? But it's always got to be about some money and some tracks and some. It's like. It was a lot of money. Rap, hip hop moves a lot of paper. You gotta understand that. It's a lot of paper being passed around. All right. And the artists ain't getting it. Most of the paper ain't going to the artists. All right. The guys that got the labels, guys on the masters, guys, those people making all the money. The artists, they get their little money and they could take do some videos and go hang out. And it's a trip. It is a trip. It's a power trip for sure.
Wow.
For real.
Wow.
So come to find out, that brother, they set them brothers up. I knew there was a setup.
Yeah, I knew
it was a setup because it happens all the time. It happens when broke folks get set up like that. You know what I'm saying? I see broke cats get set up like that. So yeah, that ain't please.
Right.
I just wish they was more intelligent.
Let's see. You're here in Texas, so you haven't been plugged into the music scene. Had no idea jazz has a label now.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, but. But like my man said, it ain't no ATL Houston thing because it ain't got nothing to do with ATL or Houston, other than the Migos being from Atlanta, and they got shot in Houston. But it ain't no city thing. It's a nigga thing. All right, ain't no city thing. All right, it's a nigga money thing. All right, that's what's going on with that. Unfortunately, so we definitely got our things that have to be dealt with for real.
Is there a way you can send a link about, you know what?
Yeah, the non-disclosure crew.
Yeah,
Mob Ties. That's the group. It's called Mob Ties. Yeah.
There you go, brother. There's a lot of folks up here who I just need to mod, but maybe I'll do that in my next live. General. Yeah, I'll do that next time. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Mob Ties. That's the name of the group.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why they remember they were reading. They were talking about the mob. I said, nah, it ain't that mob. It's another mob.
Oh, so it's the group that's
Mob Ties is the name of their group.
Okay.
But I said it's not the mob like the Italian. It ain't the mafia mob. It's our mob. You know what I'm saying? Mob Ties is different. That's the name of their music. That's their music thing. That's their music group called Mob Ties out in Houston. And unfortunate. Because a lot of our artists are getting killed like that. It's really mostly over money and jealousy. Yeah, just like you get killed on the street, money and jealousy.
And that's so small.
It's small.
On what we are dealing with.
Yeah, but when you start making money like the Migos, it's big now. You know what I'm saying? It's much more. The game is more involved. More money's involved in things like that. You know what I'm saying? There's more mouths have been fed. More people can lose or gain from taking these people off the board. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Financially. I mean, to us, it's like.
Right, because once
it don't affect you just listen to the music. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But once they're gone, somebody else can move.
They're gonna flip it back. Exactly. Exactly. And and also we got my man Kanye. Yeah, he's talking about his mother was sacrificed. You heard that?
Yeah. No, I pay no.
No, I'm just saying. No, but I thought that was interesting. I thought it was interesting that he used those terms, that his mother was a sacrifice.
Oh well. I would think that if she was a sacrifice, I wonder what hand he had in.
Exactly. So what if she was a sacrifice for who?
Right.
By whom to whom? That's the next question. Yay, by who to who?
Yeah.
That's if you got to sacrifice, somebody does it to somebody.
And for what effect?
Exactly.
Right.
Because we know you just took off after that, bro.
Where did he go?
His career took off after his mother died.
Oh, damn. That's skeevy. That's
After his
so
mother died,
hard.
that's when come the Kardashian connection. That's where all that shit came in at.
Damn.
After that. Know what I'm saying?
Right. And he was all on board. They twisted him out of his
Yeah,
mind.
man. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
yo, maybe like I said, hopefully it's a sign of somebody waking up from a deep slumber. I don't know. I don't depend on these guys for nothing.
Oh, okay.
So it don't really make a difference to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't depend on them. He does not put $1 in my pocket.
Right. And
a
you
grain
never
of food on my table.
Right.
And I don't really listen to his music other than some guest tracks he play. I don't like play Kanye. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't the Kanye.
No, I'm just saying. I just saying. I never found his music that interesting. I mean, a few tracks, but he wasn't never that interesting.
You wouldn't be.
He does some good guest thing on some music I listen to, but
Mm-hmm.
he's like Jay-Z. I've never bought a Jay-Z album, but he
or
makes
a
some
Drake
good...
album.
Yeah, Drake. Yeah, I don't listen to that. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, but when you talk about sacrifice, man, you got to be more specific, man. You shouldn't even said that. You know what I'm saying, bro? Because now I'm looking at you side-eyed. I can look side-eyed at you because you my height. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where you coming from now, bro? So who did it? Sacrifice is a murder. So there's a criminal investigation. Murder. There's no statute of limitations on murder yet.
Oh, no, there's
not. You know what I'm saying? So where's the criminal investigation?
Right.
All right? If it's a sacrifice. Oh.
No, sister.
Nah, Jay-Z's mad corny. He's mad corny to me, man. Oh, man. He's always been corny to me.
He really is. He's like Sesame Street.
When he was hot, I thought he was corny. Like, what are you talking about? Nothing. He's some Tupac, man. Keep that Jay-Z crap out of here. If you was in the street and you was living that fast life, you like Jay-Z back in the day. Because he was about, talking about making money and cars and all that. That was his whole rap. You know what I'm saying? So if Castor was on that edge, it was living like between the penal institution and the drug game or the criminal world. They love Jay-Z. You know what I mean? But I wasn't in that life. So I was like, give me some Tupac, give me some Jungle Brothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
I'm with you, brother Yapo. I don't know anything about this. My king educated.
We should do something on. I'm going to do something on hip hop.
Oh, you should, but that would be you. That would have to be you.
Be here,
oh, okay. I'll be here, but
I'm going to do it. It's going to be called hip hop. Right energy, wrong message.
Ooh, very good.
That's coming up.
That.
Right energy, wrong message. That's the hip hop thing we're gonna do.
I look forward to that because you did. You said you were gonna do the blame storming one about the sisters.
Yeah.
And I was so happy that you did.
Yeah, but ain't nothing wrong with hip hop in and of itself. It's just music. It ain't. It's music.
I know.
Exactly. Right? The music. Ain't nobody died from listening to music. Oh my God, I had a heart attack. Listen to Guns N' Roses. I died. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's music. You like it or you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You like it or I don't like that. That's fine. You move on to something else. That's what you do with music. All right. No, I don't like Wu-Tang. Don't listen to Wu-Tang.
Right.
It's okay.
Right.
All right. I don't like Adele or whoever. No, everybody don't like the same things. It's just music. It ain't nothing. It ain't gonna change your life like that. All right.
Wow. Here's one where because it has been an influence and it's been weaponized because we were just talking about how even they're making a documentary on Weird Al Yankovic.
Yes, it's a movie. They made it already.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. Well, all the music nowadays there's just so much less variety because they want to train your mind to think in little tidbits. So the songs are like 3-4 minutes long. And I remember when they used to have giant instrumentals.
Well, that's in the 70s. They don't
I know, but it used to just transform. It used to take you along somewhere.
Yeah, but I can't put no ads on that. That's too much time without having an ad.
That's
playing.
what I mean.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
still, they've changed and
Yeah.
so that you have less think time, less ponderance.
They never really
time.
played that on it. They never played those things on the radio much.
No, but you would find out about them.
Yeah, you
like
would
you
buy
would
'em
get,
and buy 'em,
you know,
yeah.
Santana, or you would get
Yeah,
the
but
Ohio
they
players.
didn't really
and-
play that. They didn't play them long tracks on the radio generally.
Yeah,
Because the radio is about making money.
but nobody's even performing that at that level anymore.
No, not anymore.
I don't know any great hip hop opera album out there.
Nah, you're right. Not happening.
And everything, there's no warmth. There's like this, like they've robbed. I'm sorry, I got to say they've robbed men, all men, but I'm focused on the Black men, of the glory of recognizing your sacredness. That you shouldn't just be pimped out there to this woman and that woman and all the rest, and that you can be cherished and you deserve that type of honor in your life and respect in your life, that you are sacred, you are unique. So that also has just been removed, where everything is a friggin', you're going to the club, you're going to make it rain. And that's the height of our sexuality right now. That makes no daggone human sense.
Yeah, but that is just propaganda. I mean, that's it's propaganda, yeah. And they just put a big beat around it. Now, you're listening to the beat. You ain't listening to the words 9 times out of 10. You're attracted to these sounds, because these sounds these frequencies are designed to move you left and right, up and down, or whatever like that.
True, but
so, I mean,
sometimes you'll hear, even if you're not paying
Oh
attention.
no, you'll hear the words. No,
hear
they'll
words.
go in. I'm just saying though,
Yeah.
but what attracted you was the rhythms,
Right?
the drums, or things like that's what they attract you with. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all propaganda, because who's living that life? If that's something you're living, trying to grow up to live, then you're going to have a very short growth period, because there ain't nothing behind that.
Nothing.
All right. There's nothing behind that. Yeah, that's right. And there's certain hertz that you move certain frequencies on to make certain. That's female hertz, and there's male hertz. All right. These things also have or I wouldn't say genders. They have male and female aspects to them, just like food. There's male food and female food.
Oh.
If you want to have a boy, you got to eat certain foods. If you want to have a girl, you eat certain foods.
Right. Wow.
All right. There's certain things you do when you're going to have a boy. There's certain things you read. You're going to have a boy, you got to go all boy.
Well, I have heard that in times of crises, more boys are born.
It's possible.
Yeah. Wow.
It's possible, because if there's a crisis, like there ain't no food and water and stuff like that. But also you got to understand the boy is the weakest baby. They don't tell you that. If the boy as an infant, the boy is the most vulnerable.
Right.
All right. The girls are born hardier generally than boys,
and they grow faster.
Yes. Yeah, that's what happens. But yeah, I can see that, because when there's want and need, then your diet changes.
Exactly.
So I can see the genders being different. You know
and
what I
you're
mean?
also, as a woman, that stress is going right to your ovaries, where all the babies you're ever going to have, all the eggs, they're right there.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the madness we have could also be just the cumulative effect of this nonstop oppression.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's also certain months you got to impregnate the woman to have a male or a female. There's a whole science behind it. They ain't never taught us that.
Yeah, I know.
They don't even practice it.
Yeah.
Maybe the wives do. Most people don't. We just all accidents.
Right.
But we're gonna have to move away from having accidental babies. We gotta have babies with purpose. You know what I'm saying? You want a boy, I want a girl. I want them to have these such characteristics, these qualities. You know what I'm saying? This is what I need them to have. We can design children.
Right, and organic design.
Yeah, we can design, exactly. Right. We can design our children now. The information is here. We teach that. We can design children.
Wow.
Instead of guessing all the time. Is this one gonna work? I don't know. I don't know what I was drunk that night. I don't know.
Children will be children.
Yeah,
wild
you can
little
design
things.
them now.
Right,
But see,
right.
we didn't have that knowledge, and we didn't. If we did, we didn't apply it. All right. So now we're reclaiming the old knowledge back. Put it like that.
Wow.
This is what they did before. Now we have to resurrect it and bring it back. Like we got to resurrect I should change the name to Resurrecting Black Health, but we got to restore Black health. We got to restore our ways, our techniques, our medical techniques.
You are making me so excited.
About what?
Because a lot of our young people, I can't blame them for feeling overwhelmed by the current situation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what you're saying that we are capable of doing, and it's organic. It's not invasively manipulative of the DNA.
No,
like these
you just
dudes.
got to agree.
That's an incredible dawn of a whole new civilization.
Absolutely.
That's incredible.
And that's about what you need. Wow. That's what you need. Because you can't build a nation with your hat out. Like you walking down the street. Dollar, nickel, sir, nickel down, quarter to build this nation. Nah.
Right.
Nah, it's not, and it ain't even money. That's my point. It ain't money. It's the manpower. The human capital is what you need. The quality people.
Yes. That's what I see on China.
Yeah.
The way I know that it was all planned out, because all China was doing was taking advantage of its human capital when they opened up to capitalism a little bit.
That's exactly. They had the manpower. Exactly.
And now they're like, we're taking it all back.
Well, they're not needed anymore because they spread that stuff is spreading. So now all you guys think you guys supposed, now you got Chinese people think they supposed to have money and cars and shit now. Say, nah, we ain't do that's over.
Because they're taking out even their billions.
That's over now. Because they're moving to India, Malaysia,
Singapore.
That's what I'm saying. They're moving the industry those places now. Taiwan still does industry, you know what I mean?
Right.
So China's not moving away from being the center of it all.
Right.
So I mean, we don't need all this manpower no more. So what you gonna do all this manpower once you quote unquote liberate? It's the same problem they had in the United States of America. In the 50s, when all the industry went away, what happened? In the 50s, 60s, 70s, they got the same problem here. We had all these factories and we shipped everything out. What are we gonna do with these people?
Right.
We got to lower their standards.
Right.
Not necessarily their living standards, but their standards of expectation. We don't want them to expect to get a raise every year. We don't want them to expect to have a paid pension no more. We don't want them to expect to have a better life, to have their children live better than they are living. They don't even want you to expect it anymore. Right. See? That's why they started making you pay for college. Remember, college was dirt cheap before the 70s.
I remember,
and into the 80s.
Into the 80s, I took
dirt
advantage.
Cheap.
Now, college.
You can't go to. Who can afford to go to college anymore? Nobody. Even your local college, they done jack the price up so much. Right. Like they're teaching they're teaching better now or some shit.
I know.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's the same old warmed over crap that we was paying. $600 a semester for. They charge you $1,800, $25,000 a semester for, or $3,000 a semester for. And ain't no grants no more. Everybody getting loans. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what the Chinese are working on. We're going to curb your expectations. We are curbing the expectations of the population so we can make them more.
I don't know. Better. It was if she's a head of a bank or something, but Lagarde, who's over in France, woman.
The World Bank lady?
Yeah.
No, Lagarde. I don't know. No, I don't know if she's the World Bank lady.
I don't. Okay. But anyway, she like about 5 years back came out saying that the European expectations of wealth,
the social democracy,
is too high.
Exactly. You want to have a month off. Not working and stuff like that. Yeah, I know. Because that's what the social democracies in Europe are totally different than they have in the United States of America. They were going to school for free. They were going to college for free. Right. They all guaranteed a month or two off for vacation. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Right. They got a lot of them have free daycare for their children. Right. All right. It's different. See, in the United States, they got free healthcare. They've had free healthcare for years.
Oh, really?
In Europe, yeah, they've had free health.
Oh, Europe. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but here you think you gotta pay for everything.
Exactly.
They've jacked up the prices so high.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it's
because they're trying to curb your expectations. They started here to curb expectations,
and I think it was easier here because that dynamic of race conflict.
It's not even that. Yeah, the United States people are so arrogant and stupid.
Well, no, but I think
we're number one.
No, but I think that is fueled by their need to overlook the evil that they've done and their competitive, they never, even if they're doing it subconsciously, they're constantly in competition with us. And you can see it even in the entertainment, where when you look at British movies or TV shows, you can have a whole bunch of ugly people in British shows.
Yeah.
Over here, it's like everyone went to the same plastic surgeon.
It's the social conditioning, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the illusion of America is what of the United. Now I gotta stop calling it America because it's the United States. The illusion of the United States is what sells the United States.
Yes, but I think that got started because they have a unconscious need to justify.
No, they have a conscious.
Sorry about that.
They have a conscious program to obliterate the past.
Yes, exactly.
To control this, exactly.
Exactly.
That's what they learned from Edward Bernays. We have to control the image of everything. We ain't gonna have no poor people movies. None of that stuff.
Right.
It was never poor here.
And they
was never homelessness.
Some of my favorite were from the Depression, when for a little while they had to do movies that had genuine poor people in it.
Yeah.
And this reminds me, Brother Yapo, you sent me a link, and I have been watching it, but I had a really busy morning today. But you sent me a link about that new Disney animation where we know there's going to be an IR. And you said, oh, but I don't think that there's any homosexuals in it. But then I guess you watched it and you saw that the baby from the IR couple, which was noticeably extra brown to give the false idea that you could be in an IR relationship and actually have a black baby. But the child has announced that it's gay.
Like Huey, like Family Guy, like Huey.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Rupert.
nonstop. Yeah. And it's so obvious, but that's another thing that they'll never mention in their headlines is, wow, are we against pure black families, a black man with a black woman, that we never portray them anywhere? So it's just, the social engineering is ad nauseum. It never stops. And when you just look at the end point of it, there's no working this out. There's just no working it out.
Oh yeah, that's how. Like I said, that's a control mechanism. Obliterate the past. All you have is that's all. Just read 1984. It's all in there. Like George Orwell's like, damn.
Right.
It's all in there. The program is all laid out. It ain't like it's hidden nowhere. You done lived it for the last 2.5 years, and you act like you don't know what the hell's going on. That's because your diet is all screwed up. You don't even know what's going on.
Right. Where stuff is happening. And I'm just like, don't you?
You're not even aware of what's going on around you.
Right.
You're oblivious because you're in a fog. Because you're not operating on all cylinders. And you think we crazy when your ass is crazy. No, you crazy. Right. You're not seeing nothing. You're not seeing anything because I mean, even the quote unquote conscious people get kind of caught up in the woke crowd because most of the conscious people are Marxists. They have Marxist ideology, so they easily get swept into the woke stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get swept there first because, oh my God, the reactionaries, the conservatives, they're so reactionary. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna go there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you go with the Marxists because we can all work together, a social democracy, and we can have.
I know. I really think that for a while I was saying to myself, oh, all this fear of the communists is exaggerated. But at this point in time, I think there really is a communist takeover happening of the United States government, of just, because they're so subtle in the way that they take over your thought processes. Like we're the kinder, gentler folks.
Yes.
And nothing of the sort is.
Yeah, well, like I said, what were the Nazis called? The Social Democrats, right? The social. Yeah, they was called socialists. The Nazis were calling themselves socialists.
Right.
Remember that they didn't call themselves right wingers.
Right.
Yo, it's coming at you from all sides, fam. For real. And you ain't gonna be able to avoid it. You're gonna need to put on some armor to make this thing work. For real. Oh, wait, no, the other
I'm trying to share my screen again, family.
And yo, on that Restoring Black Health class, we're gonna have that on Friday evening. So you need to RSVP so I can send you the link on Friday. Because it's gonna be on Zoom. We're not doing no YouTube shit. We're gonna be on Zoom. All right. And there's a class we can say what we want to say. We ain't got to worry about nothing.
Oh my God, that would be
But
glorious.
here's the secret. After I do that class, I'm gonna put it behind a paywall. You're gonna be paying $5 to listen to it after that. So you better RSVP and get the free class.
And I have to, go with my king with that in terms of when you dedicate, like with the information that we share is not just in a vacuum. It pops up in our heads. It's valuable, and supporting our warriors, our soldiers, the people who are going to strive to snap us out of it. It's just like the Honorable Marcus Garvey said, you can accomplish what you will. He knew, looking at us, that we are an extraordinarily mighty people. And we just have to take that leap of faith that there are soldiers out here working on our behalf. Not everyone is an operative, and the operatives, even the ones who are, they got to come to our party. Okay. They can't stand where they are peddling the same BS.
Yeah, because they don't have nothing to peddle.
Exactly.
It's all, it doesn't work. The health guys, this stuff don't work, they sell them. Right? Nothing works. Because the hospital's still getting more filled up than ever.
Right.
Everybody's a vegan, everybody plant-based, everybody's sick.
Right. Because you
know
could
what I'm
be
saying? Because it ain't
vegan.
that simple. This is just sloganeering. This is just sales techniques that you're falling for. This is advertising. Plant-based. What the hell does that mean? Plant-based. Superfood. What is that? Those are ad campaigns. This is not health.
Right.
So you ain't gonna sidestep the work. I'm gonna tell you right now. You ain't gonna sidestep the work. And you really ain't gonna do yourself any justice by not supporting the people that is doing the work. All you're doing is extending your pain and your suffering.
Right.
Because you got people out here that's trying to do the work, but they ain't getting no support.
Right.
All you're doing is extending your suffering another 50, 60, 100 years.
Damn.
Your generations, that's all that's going on.
Right.
All right. You go to somebody, like I was telling Queen about Umar Johnson. You go to him, his website is called Dr. Umar Johnson. He ain't got no organization. Why would I give him money? See?
It's all about him.
And this is before, like I said, this was way back when he first came out. I said, look at this cat. He ain't got no organization. Right. Why would I give him a dime? He ain't got no organization. It's just drumar.com. What the fuck that mean? That don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? We can't run like that.
And then also the plan, the strategy, it's already been employed.
Exactly.
There's so many.
You talking about building a school? My sons are in the private black school already.
Jamas, there you go.
Both my sons went to private black schools already. So what are you talking about? But he going around running his mouth and you're falling for it because he talk good. And that talking good is not translating into the liberation that you want. Yeah. Know what I'm saying? Come to find out, Duke couldn't open the school if he had to because he got some drug convictions and stuff like that. But nobody said that. Everybody ka-chinging off him because he bring money. People come out to hear him. The bookstore get money from having hosting them. Hey, come on. I know the deal. It's a scam. You
make me conclude that we are mistaking popularity
always
for organization.
Exactly. That's not exactly. There's a difference. Wow. The school that you in already is organized. We had private black schools for years already. Those are organized. So he didn't go around saying, yo, let's have a private black school committee or a private black school organization, or a network. Let's build together to a directory so that wherever location and you can find a black. He ain't do no shit like that, did he?
No, not at all.
He trying to reinvent the wheel at your expense.
Right. Wow.
All he should have been doing was having a private black school network that we all get together because they're already operating. They could come to an agreement. This stuff is going to be in our curriculums and blah, blah. That's all you got to do. Wow. Nobody had to make no damn new school and take your children away from you to do what?
I know, right? That was weird as heck.
Like I said, man. Like I said, but there's nobody out here telling you this stuff. When it's going on, nobody's saying, no, that's stupid. Nobody said that. Like,
well, people did say that.
Yeah,
There
I know,
are a lot of people who said that. What it is we have an usurper in our midst. We have an avowed enemy who stacks the deck. We would heal each other naturally, but he's always imbalancing the conversation. So we'll make the wrong assumption that, oh, look at the guy with the bells and the whistles.
No,
he's the one who's going to save me.
I know you can, but no, we lack critical thinking skills.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
We lack critical thinking skills. No, stop it. All you gotta do is have a little critical thinking skills. You can see that with some bullshit. Like, no, that don't make no sense.
But not every, and I've said this.
But my point. But that's what the schools are for, to develop critical thinking skills. That's what we got the schools for.
Right.
They're supposed to teach you critical thinking skills. A lot of our children have critical thinking skills already. They ain't got to be taught by nobody to have critical thinking skills.
That's true.
You put them on the right diet, they'll have critical thinking skills.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I was already, even though I was Negro peeing.
My son got critical thinking skills. Yeah, he got some other stuff going on that messes him up, but he actually has critical thinking skills that he's always had, even as a young man.
And I've seen where at certain points
they'll come to the fore.
Click in, and he'll go, "Oh, wait a minute, no."
Exactly.
Yeah,
he has critical thinking skills when he wants to use them. They're there. You know what I'm saying? But we turn them off purposely with food, bad food, ingesting bad information. It turns your critical thinking skills off.
Right. You're right.
All right. So that's why these guys can come around here and be charlatans and be popular. Yeah, and don't really offer nothing. They ain't adding nothing to it. It's a circle jerk. The Negroes put you on a circle jerk. The conscious niggas put you on a circle jerk. You're getting jerked all around the place. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even getting a kiss.
They used to kiss the babies.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't kiss the babies anymore.
Yeah.
So go to 25000yearcycle.net. Let me go on over there first. All right. So family, let's see, where have I got that? I think I got that up over here. Yes, I do. Restoring Black Health. It's a free class where I know my king, he's just going to put it all out there that you need to know, and sign up so that you can get the website, because it's going to be Zoom, and thereby we could just speak freely. All sorts of things that they don't allow us to say on their different platforms, we can say it there, okay?
We need to get out of their platforms. We need our own platforms.
I know we do need that, I know. But that's one of the ways where we're also lethargic. We take time before we go to the next platform.
We're going to have to take money out of our pockets. We're going to have to start taking money out of our own pockets and paying like Zoom or whatever so we can communicate the way we want to communicate.
Right.
See, because on YouTube, it's a free service. And everybody got Gmail. And it's very convenient.
It is, isn't it?
On purpose.
On purpose, yeah.
That way they can easily control the dialogue. You got to take the dialogue out of their control. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That means you're going to have to cough up a couple of dollars. Sorry. You cough up dollars for all types of other stupid stuff. Look around the house right now. What you got that's stupid that you coughed up money for?
I got lots of things. I'm just looking at it right now.
Exactly. Everybody does. So, we just got, So my point is that this is a free class. I'm not even talking about that. But my point is that we have to move into other platforms, develop platforms for ourselves.
Yes.
Like, we don't own Zoom either. But since it's a paid platform, and it's a more private platform, we can be more, what's the word? Open. It's not even open. I forgot the term you use. Candid about what we're talking about.
Yes.
All right.
Without all this self-censorship. I feel like I'm traumatized by self-censorship.
Yeah, that's what it does. It's made to inhibit you. It's made to inhibit you.
So
you know what I'm saying? So you stop yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
You stop yourself. It's meant to cap you. You're gonna cap yourself. You're gonna stop.
Right.
I don't want to get in trouble.
So you can buy all these books. This is incredible. You can buy all these books at my king's website, 25,000 Year Cycle. Hopefully I'll have the soap there. But I also want to promote Brother Yabu Yaba's book, Melanin, which I'm reading. And I got to the blurb where I can't say I don't want to be a spoiler alert, but I got there. We were talking the other day, brother, and I got there and at just tour de force. What an excellent, just speculative analysis of what if what if white people actually phenotypically became us, and what would happen to that conflict in their inner sanctum, in their souls. It's a beautiful, powerful book. So you could get his book. Hopefully somebody will put in the chat where you could get Brother Yapa's Melanin book and all his other tour de force writing products that he has. And you can get all of my books. Just go straight to 25,000 Year Cycle, because Furnace of Affliction, you could get delivery this instant. And there is no other book like this on the entire planet that's ever been written, and especially not for Black Us, where I put the remedies in there. There's books about radiation that are real. They tell the truth, but they don't put the remedies in there. I put them all together where you could use this book to prove to your relatives that they've got a problem. We've all got a problem. All right. And then my novels, which is hard for me to talk about my novels. So I so appreciate what Sister Gwen B said. It's transformative, but in a healing way, so that when you hear someone like my king, it doesn't make you feel challenged. It makes you feel like, oh, well, this is how I walk, and this is how I run, and this is how I climb and strive, because we are beautiful people. All right. So you'll get all these books at 25,000 Year Cycle. Sign up for the free class, and I'll leave it to my king.
Right? Yo, open up the mic.
Open
up the mic.
My king, you're so funny. Okay, let me get the link. My king wants to open up the mic.
Open
so
up the
we
mic.
Can all talk.
If you act wild, we cutting you off though. I'm telling you straight up. You out.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put it right on up there for your family. Anybody wants to come on in and talk? This is beautiful.
Open up the mic. Let's hear what y'all got. Let's get to some feedback. See what's going on.
All right. If anybody wants to join us and bring in your insight, because it's about us, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Let's see. Ooh, you were saying something over there, Brother Yapo. I want to see what you were saying about the FDA. The FDA has approved laboratory. Yes, I saw that.
Okay.
They're saying that laboratory grown meat is just as good.
So instead of bringing the lab to the chicken farm like they were doing now, they can just bring the chicken to the lab.
Yeah, and it's all lab. Cut out the middleman.
I mean, it's all, you already got lab chicken because it's all shot up with hormones and drugs anyway. So it's like, whatever.
Wow, that is wild.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, come on, man. That's a trick bag right there. Like they ain't been, like you ain't been eating lab chicken already. They just brought the lab to the chicken factory. That's all.
Yeah, that's it. And there's no way that this could, because we're organic, we are natural. So you're going to bring something that's been grown in one of their 3D printers, like you're in a Star Trek episode, but you're not a robot. You're not a computer system. There are subtleties to life based on just Fibonacci, which is, I keep forgetting.
The Fibonacci principle of progression?
Yeah, a progression, but also just where it's multiple levels of experience, so that when you look at a tree, even though it was made by the creator, everything is dynamically unique. So how you going to have a body that can grow off of something that has been engineered on a limited Caucasian controlled mindset, and it's going to bring you nutrition? That is not possible.
Yeah, because that's exactly because they've limited the spectrum. That's why they have full spectrum. That's a very narrow spectrum.
That's know what I'm saying? Way to put it.
Natural food is going to have a wider spectrum.
Right.
Of course, it's because there's so many things that you can't account for in nature.
It's even like formula milk, baby formula, where they have that's
a very narrow spectrum, very natural spectrum of growth and development. Yeah. Whereas children's milk, baby milk, breast milk is active. The baby needs this, the breast milk is going to provide that.
Exactly.
Baby needs more of that, the breast milk is going to provide that. because the breast milk uses the melanin as a communication. That's why you have all that melanin on the nipple.
Right.
That's a
Oh my
melanin transfer.
goodness.
That's what the melanin on the nipples. That's communication.
Ooh.
It's communicating with the baby
Mm.
and the
The saliva.
the saliva of the
and
baby
the mammary
communicates
ducts.
through the melanin.
Yes.
Exactly. It's
Right.
a bidirectional. They don't tell you that. It's bidirectional communication going on there. Not just milk coming out. It's a bidirectional communication.
Right. And with Black women's nipples, even they
Yeah.
tend to be bigger.
They're bigger and they're blacker.
Dark, and they're blacker.
And the areola is much blacker.
Right. Right.
Yes. That's how you know them pink baby. They got them white, pink girl. They got them pale pink areolas. Yes. That's why they put the black baby on the white baby on the black breast on the plantation.
They grew faster, better, stronger, smarter.
Exactly.
Right. Right.
Oh, nobody got nothing to say? We
Okay,
be
that's
out.
okay. We can go. Nobody. It's at what is it? Sunday. It's Sunday, and so you might have stuff to do.
Nobody got nothing to say because we can.
Yeah. No. Nobody. This is it. This is the window. Somebody would, if they were coming in, they would pop up right down here.
All right.
All right, family.
Yo, we coming back. We gonna come back on Thursday. Thanksgiving special.
Oh no.
You're gonna have our Thanksgiving special.
Okay. Oh, I love that.
The Thanksgiving special.
All right, family. I'm going to leave it to my king. I'm just going to say, I love you. Straight Black family pride, and we are forever.
Peace.